I'm Tony Wessling, and this is The Point. Transportation provider Uber found itself on the defensive last week as the Delete Uber protest trended on Twitter and forced CEO Travis Kalanick to resign his advisory post with the Trump White House. Meanwhile, Uber's main competitor, Lyft, has seen its star rise and its ride-hailing app surge to the top 10 in the Apple iTunes Store. Uber's most recent brand problem started during the recent airport protests against the Trump administration's majority Muslim nation travel ban, when Uber tweeted out a tone-deaf promotion that sounded a lot like a President's Day mattress sale. Surge pricing has been turned off at JFK, they merrily tweeted. Now, this had the effect of making it sound like Uber was attempting to profit from the misfortune of others and capitalize on their political connections. So, in a statement to employees that was meant to smooth things over, but instead echoed the immoral greed of industrialists such as Friedrich Krupp during the rise of 20th century fascism, Kalanick tried to justify his presence in the Trump White House by saying, quote, "We'll partner with anyone in the world as long as they're about making transportation in cities better. Kim Jong-il, your Uber, will arrive in 5 minutes." So while Uber's customers may like urban mobility, it appears they favor urban morality even more. They are more diverse and more liberal than the rest of the country, and most likely did not and do not support Donald Trump. Uber and Kalanick seem to have forgotten this. Following the JFK kerfuffle and seeing an opportunity as the hashtag Delete Uber trended magnificently on Twitter, Lyft announced that they would donate $1 million to the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, aligning perfectly with the zeitgeist of the urban customer electorate who are Uber's core user group. Uber, of course, trying to undo the damage, followed suit, and even engaged in a little corporate citizen one-upmanship by offering $3 million to help drivers affected by the travel ban. But instead of looking like heroes, the brand came off looking like a conniving, big spender, Johnny-come-lately. Finally, Kalanick, sensing the real danger his brand was in, resigned from the advisory council, saying in a statement, "Joining the group was not meant to be an endorsement of the president or his agenda, but unfortunately it has been misinterpreted to be exactly that." Now, what he does not realize clearly is that in today's socio-political environment, there is no such thing as an apolitical brand, and the damage to Uber's brand is definitely more than a little fender bender. But the current sorry state of affairs for the Uber brand didn't arise out of a single poorly crafted tweet or a few ham-handed statements. Rather, this brand breakdown has been building for years now, as the company's leadership has made one mistake after another when it comes to maintaining its brand and culture. For years now, Uber has been fighting with states and municipalities about eminently sensible regulation, disavowing the real congestion 20,000 Ubers on the street at one time can create, ignoring the real concerns people have regarding the training and vetting of drivers and the reliability and safety of autonomous vehicles, and fighting with the federal government about the employment status of their drivers while they continually nibble away at those drivers' pay. On top of Uber's public policy squabbles came the "We're Big Boys Now" rebrand, which saw the company move in a completely opposite and puzzling direction away from the well-known silver U in the black square to a generic and frankly ridiculous circle that is apparently supposed to represent how Uber is at the intersection, the epicenter of where digital bits meet the atoms of our physical world. This is beyond pompous. Tellingly, many Uber drivers still prefer to display the original Square U logo, or DIY version, and those that do use the new mark haphazardly stick it anywhere on their vehicle, in various orientations, sometimes partially obscured behind tinted glass. This is a recipe for brand confusion. Fortune magazine called the new logo bizarre and a strategic misstep. Other publications were even less charitable. The rebrand was, and still is, a complete disaster. The company would do itself a favor by returning to something closer to the original brand, as Gap did a few years ago following its similarly misguided rebrand attempt. Meanwhile, back at competitor ride-hailing brand Lyft, they have thankfully removed that icky pink mustache rug from the grill and gone to a sleek, stylized plastic mini version that sits on the dashboard of the cars. In other words, they evolved the brand in a way that made sense to the customer but did not throw the baby out with the bathwater. So, not only does Lyft now own that unique, instantly recognizable mustache icon, they also own the color pink in the transportation space, making them instantly recognizable. Additionally, they own the night, as this pink mustache dash icon lights up, making the brand highly visible from several blocks away. So, is it possible that hot pink is the new taxicab yellow and mustaches are the new checker? Is Uber over? I'm Tony Wessling, and this is The Point.